Welcome to the wind turbine blade FSI tutorial. In this video, you will be introduced to the geometry and mesh of the fluid region surrounding the blade. We'll go ahead and open the zip project file called WindBlade CFD Mesh. Both geometry and mesh have already been set up for you to save you some time. If you want to learn about how to create the geometry and mesh yourself, then I encourage you to look at the Startup, Geometry, and Mesh sections of the Wind Turbine Blade FSI Part 1 tutorial on simcafe.org. So before doing anything, let's save this project in the Workbench project file format, as shown here, and we will call it Wind Turbine Blade FSI, and save it in your desired directory. Okay, so part 1 of this tutorial is about the CFD portion of the FSI simulation, and this is why this workflow has been named CFD. We'll be using Fluent as our solver. We can see here that the geometry and mesh have been fully defined already. So let's first take a look at the geometry. So what you see here is the geometry of the fluid surrounding the wind turbine blade. This is the outer boundaries of the fluid volume, and in the middle you can see that the blade is represented as a void, which is an empty space inside that volume. So we can take a closer look if we zoom in. To create the fluid geometry, the blade geometry was first imported, as shown here. It was then translated and oriented, as specified here in the tree outline, in order to face the incoming wind and be oriented at the proper pitch angle of 4 degrees. As you can see, the blade length is along the negative x direction, while the wind flows towards the negative z direction. Also, the blade spins about the z-axis in this direction. The fluid was then drawn such that the flow before and after the blade is modeled. Also, we intend to represent a 3-bladed turbine, and for modeling efficiency, we simply modeled 1/3 of the full domain. Finally, solid bodies were created for both the blade geometry and the fluid geometry, and then the blade body was simply suppressed from the fluid body.